It's preparing, and it's probably like recording us now because it's usually 30 seconds afterwards. So we'll go, hello, everybody, but we'll pretend because they're not quite here yet. Done. Read it. I think we're on. Okay. It's preparing, and it's probably like, I'm quite right. Yes. So are you ready? I'm going to let the people in. Let's do this. Oh, I must admit, everybody, come in. Welcome to the third episode in this first series of ABC Staff Picks. Yahoo! And we got Natalia and Iris and me, and we're all here. Yay! I'm Luke, and I'm one of the old guys who's been there for years. But Iris and Natalia have been there for not that many years because they're much younger.
Actually.
5. That's already a long time, isn't it? And Natalia, you've been here how long? 2 years? 3 years?
Since 2018. Yeah.
That's 3 years. That's getting on. Yeah. That's good. Okay, and you've got loads of books to show us. And
loads of them.
Loads. So Natalia, you're actually Iris, you're our Tiemen for this time.
Yes.
You bailed out on us. And yes, sod Tiemen. It's much nice having you here.
Thanks.
And Natalia, you're our ABC guest of the month, and we've also got an extra guest of the month who's going to be coming shortly. She's already here, I see, in the watching part, so that's cool. Hi, Jessica. Yeah, she's there. I'm going to jump straight in and say,
let's go.
Yeah, Natalia, give us one of the books already. Go on, you've got loads of them.
Give us a book.
Shall I start with one that's really, really dark, but really, really good?
Yes.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
Yeah, because then it can only go up from there.
That's this one.
The Last House on Needles Street. Needless Street. Ooh, by...
Yeah.
Up a bit. Catriona
Ward.
Catriona Ward, yeah. Catriona Ward.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us.
And it's a thriller/horror story. And you start off with 3 characters. There's a guy, Ted, and his daughter, Lauren, and a cat, Olivia. So you read through those 3 perspectives.
Wait, the cat is a character?
Yes. She's a nasty one. Yeah.
Oh.
So she's and the story begins with a girl that went missing a couple years ago near a lake in the US. Very remote place, and then you end up with Ted, who has a daughter, and you might think, okay, who's this girl? What's happening? Could this be the one that was kidnapped a couple years ago? But what happened to me, and Yillis read it as well, and Sievert did, and we all were just, okay, where's this going? We're so confused because we're reading through the cat and the man Ted. He's a bit odd. Something's up with him. And as you go on through the story, you learn more about who's the girl and who's the cat. And I can't say anything about it because then you give the whole plot away. But until the end, you have no idea what's going on and why Ted is the way he is and what he does, because they're very unlikable characters, all of them. Like,
oh wow! But you still want to read it, even
yeah.
So there's definitely some sort of plot twist, if I understand this.
Yes, definitely
right?
a couple of them.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
Nice.
And in the end, you kind of this Ted is really off. But towards the end, you feel for him in a way, without giving too much away. But he has a sad story, throughout life, sad journey throughout life. But she does it really well, like giving you small pieces here and there, but confusing you at the same time. Yeah, it's a good thriller.
How did you feel after you'd read it?
I was like, okay, I have to sit with this for a minute.
Yeah. I think
a
good book is a thing like films or so. They stay with you, don't they? There's a sort of a ghost to the energy. And when it's a dark one, and that's why I don't really read dark stuff too much. I like deep stuff. This sort of thing, it's like, oh, I don't need that darkness in my life, but you can handle it. Some people can.
I can handle it at certain points, but after I read this kind of books, I need a romance or something light.
A palette
Okay,
cleanser.
it's a light book.
Yeah,
Give us a light book that you've got.
light book. This is really.
Oh yeah, red.
It's one of my favorite light books.
From Casey McQuiston.
McQuiston, yeah.
And that's in the romance section, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's really popular. It's also in the LGBTQ section as well.
Ah.
Jelle steals some from mine.
Is it just out? I've seen it in the shop. It's always popping up. But how long has it been out?
Not that long.
No, I think 2019. Yeah.
19th.
No, 2019.
Oh, 2019. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, and the new book is coming out in 2-3 days. Yeah.
3 days.
Really?
What's the new book called?
One Last Stop.
Is it a sequel?
One Last Stop.
No, it's a completely different story. So Red, White, and Royal Blue focus on 2 guys, and One Last Stop focus on 2 girls. Which is cool. Yeah. So in this one, you follow. Let me see. The son's president, Alex.
Yeah.
And Prince. What's he called? I want to say Henry, but yeah, Henry.
So it's a British prince and an American politician's son.
Yeah. And in this political climate in the book, Trump doesn't exist.
Nice.
So after Obama, a Mexican. She's Mexican. Yeah. So a woman became president. Yeah. So Trump didn't happen.
That's a nice one. I'm just going to share my screen for a second because I can show the new. Can you guys see that? The last one stop. That's the new book from her. So that's coming in June, huh? Yeah. Yeah,
the 1st of June, I think.
Yeah, and it's going to be like
my copy came in already, but
about that. Oh, but anyway, yeah. That's the perks of being a Wool fan.
It's a queer spin on Kate and Leopold. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a time travel thing.
Nice.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, there you go. Yeah. So that's that. Iris, go on. Hit us with a few things that you've got.
Yeah, I got something that sort of ties in nicely with Red, White, and Royal Blue, and it's the 4th Heartstopper graphic novel. These are graphic novels. So what it is it's a series that started out as a web comic, so just online, and then got picked up by a publisher. And there are now 4 parts, and I think there's a 5th one coming. That's going to be the last one. But there's also just books, like written books, not graphic novels, that sort of tie in with the series. And this 4th one is it's a very sort of feel-goody series. It's very sweet, it's very cute, but it definitely also doesn't shy away from more serious topics, especially because it's about a couple in which one of the guys is gay and the other one's bisexual. So it's about that sort of representation and dealing with that when you're in school and getting outed and all kinds of stuff surrounding that. But it's also about mental health. So it's not just like, oh, look at this queer couple and it's all, it's all about that. It's also about all the other stuff that every teenager faces. But it's also really cute. And there's also a cute dog.
A cute dog.
So yes.
Yeah, it's really cute. Yeah.
Really excited about the dog. Okay, they get a new puppy in this new installment. I'm talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna see if I can find the dog. It's so cute, you guys.
We've got to see the dog.
I know.
God. So this is under graphic novels, yeah? You find it, or is it under manga?
No, it's at least in The Hague, it's both in the graphic novel section and in the YA section as well most of the time, because it really is a YA book. It just happens to also be a graphic novel.
Yeah. In Amsterdam, it's just in the graphic novel section.
Yeah, because we tend to make that, graphics are in one section.
Distinction.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way we roll. That's the way we roll.
Yeah.
You find it, Iris? Iris.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the puppy. It's fine.
Find the puppy.
I think if I remember correctly, his name is Henry.
Okay, you do that. I'm in the middle of you looking for the puppy.
Yeah.
I'm going to share the screen again because I'm going to show people that they can go to the highlights page of our abc.nl website, and you can see all the books that we've been talking about, plus a whole load more each month. What we do. So Natalia, if you haven't actually put those books up already there, you could throw some of those on. This was Heartstopper, wasn't it? You were saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's number 4. So you can see here.
Yeah. It doesn't actually, the image there is just a placeholder. It actually looks like an actual book.
Ah, right.
But it just never got updated.
So you can find that on abc.nl, and then down the left side, what is it? In highlights. Yeah.
Yes.
Find ABC bestseller. No, down more.
Yeah, ABC Staff Picks 2021.
There you go. Find that there. Okay. I'm going to mention one then. You keep looking for the dog there, Iris.
I know. I have the dog. I just don't have the new puppy yet. But this is the dog. This is Nellie.
Yeah.
She's a collie. She's real cute. Okay. She's important to the story.
Okay. I'm more of a cat man than a dog man. Although
well, there's no cats in this, I think.
Okay. But there was a scary cat in Natalia's story. So
was it scary? Oh boy.
Yeah, she's yeah.
In that story, I'm not going to. I won't lie. It's just not my thing. But I'll let you know something because I asked a couple of other colleagues, and there is on the second floor, and Jeroen in the ABC Amsterdam, because we have 2 Jeroens, of course. So old Jeroen, who's been there for donkey's years, longer than me even.
I always call him Hieronymus.
Yes, you do.
I do, to his face as well.
I should try doing that. And he's into history and politics and things like that. And he suggested this book, The Power of Geography, which is part 2 or a second book from this writer who I didn't write down. I'll find it in a minute. Power of Geography. The first one was called Prisoners of Geography.
Yeah.
You know it? You heard about it?
Well, I haven't read it, but it's definitely it was very popular for a very long time.
Yeah, it looks really interesting, even to me. And I say that because it's not really my cup of tea. But then I think, ooh, and it's not just about the politics, but it's about the first book was based on the idea of the politics of, oh, she's found the dog. Yeah, it's a cute dog, whatever. Okay.
Guys, it's adorable. Sorry.
It's fantastic. Excellent. But the Prisoners of Geography are to do with countries like Russia. We're talking big countries, and China, all over the world, that are their history and their political history is based as well on how they are made and where the trails are and where they have mountains around them. He was talking about like China, where actually you've got mountains above and below, and you've got the sea on the one side. So the only way that they have connection to the rest of this huge landmass is through a certain area, restricted area. And you can start to see why they have a lot of pressure and influence in that area. It's partly to do with the way the land is, as much as the history of it. And it's like, right, that's really intriguing. At least I found it was. And so the second one, Power of Geography, which is in the stores now, is 10 more based on maps of these countries, and then going into their historical, political history and social history, which are all obviously connected as well. So it sounds really intriguing.
It does.
Let me find the picture of it. Whilst I'm going to hand over to Natalia, and you can do one more book, and then I'm going to ask Jessica to join us in a minute. So carry on, our history author. Go on, Natalia.
So this one, The Song of Achilles.
Yeah.
By Madeline Miller. It's one of my favorites. I recommend it to anyone who asks for fiction recommendations. So it's basically a retelling of the Trojan War, but it focuses mostly about the love between Patroclus and Achilles, and which Madeline Miller has done beautifully. I think she worked on it for 10 years or so.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. So she
should talk to Patrick Rufus.
Yes.
Rodfus, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
George Martin.
Yeah. But I'm a major Greek mythology and Trojan War geek. So anything about this nerd. So anything on that subject, I'll pick up and then read it. But this one was really beautiful because I remember even in high school during history class, I wrote an essay about why the movie that came out with Brad Pitt was wrong, because they made Brad Pitt straight, I think. But he was in love with Patroclus, and that's the story. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the movie Troy, they made him his cousin.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they love each other so much because they're cousins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's allowed.
Ancient Greece.
That's true. Maybe they were both cousins and lovers. We don't know. We
You
weren't
never
there.
know. You never know.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
That's
So-
true. But
But
Natalia, because that
Yes,
book came
dear.
out a while ago, right?
It did, yeah.
And for some reason, right now, it's sort of
It's selling like
having a
hotcakes, and I don't know
revival?
why.
exactly
know
what
why.
who plugged it? Who talked
I
about
don't
it? Why
know.
does everybody suddenly want to read this book again?
I don't know. Maybe Achilles came back from the dead. I don't
Oh,
know.
that must be it. That must be it.
Is there something
From the river
on
Styx.
Netflix or something like that, or somebody's heard?
No,
Somebody heard?
Not
Of
as far as
I
I'm
really
aware.
don't know.
Yeah, no, but all
But
of a
it's all-
sudden, everybody
all the
wants to read it again. It's really
Mhm.
hard to get a hold of to like keep it on the
It
shelf.
is. And most people don't want this edition, but the other one.
The blue one. Yeah.
Maybe because it's cheaper. I don't know.
It is pretty though.
I'm
Yeah,
just I'm
it
going to
is.
put that in the link as well. I'm writing all this in the chat box, by the way. If people want to have the connection, the link to the books.
I noticed, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with you all. Song of Achilles.
Good luck.
There you go. Go for it. Cool. Hey, let's do it now, because it's like it's 10 to 7 already. My God.
No, it's 1:45.
Oh well, 47.
When we're talking about books, then
We are. It's going to go for years. But today I was working in the shop, and a lady called Jessica Anya Blau came in and said, "Hey, do you have my book in the shop?" And we went, "Yeah, it's upstairs." And she went upstairs and signed it. So, and I said, "Well, we're doing this tonight, so do you want to come to the gig?" And she went, "Yeah, great." So she's here. So I'm going to say, "Hey, Jessica," I'll ask her to unmute herself, and I'll ask her to start the video. Yes, you're there, and I'll
Can you hear
Hello?
me?
We can.
Oh,
yes.
I love your book chat. I love listening to people talk about books. It's like they all sound amazing. And I love graphic novels. Like Persepolis is one of my all-time favorite books.
Oh yeah.
That's an ABC favorite as well.
Oh, I love
It
that
is,
book
yeah.
so much. No, so I just took a picture of this because they all look amazing. I'm reading this, by the way. I don't know if anyone else is reading
Last
this.
Chance Texaco. Oh, that's good. Last Texaco from Ricky Lee Jones. Oh,
It's so good. It's amazing. So that's my
is it about her life, or is it just a book she's written?
Oh, it's a memoir that she wrote. But
Memoir.
if you love her music, the way she talks, it's like her music. Like it's very rhythmic and circular. It's amazing.
I'm not sure whether Iris and Natalia, do you know who Ricky Lee Jones is?
Nope.
Well, let me
Nope.
fill you in. Jessica, fill you in. Go on, Jessica, tell them who she is.
Well, she's an American singer, but she kind of had a hard scrabble life, and she's got this great sort of soulful, jazzy voice. But just put on the album Chucky's in Love for your start. I mean, all the albums are great, but just start there as your starter album.
Okay.
And
Okay.
text me if you hate it, because I'm telling you, I guarantee you're gonna love it.
Okay.
And then you'll spiral through all.
Oh
Cool.
God.
Yes.
Well, you got me because I'm a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter.
Oh,
And Chucky's in Love was like a big hit in England in 79 or something like that. And it was always one that stuck around in my head. And it's just, it's got, there's a little touch of, blonde lady who's really super famous, who did Come to the Garden, Big Yellow Taxi.
Oh, Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not, but she it sort of,
Yeah.
there's something that resonates between them, as far as I feel.
Well,
They're very, very different. They're very individualistic as well. This was
Yeah.
like,
Oh my God. I mean, I love Ricky Lee. I love Joni Mitchell too. No, I mean, well,
Yeah.
I mean, my book has all the, yes. Well, I don't,
so, but that's your choice. That's just nice. Thank you. I'll just put the link in the chat there.
oh, and I want your hashtag because first of all, can I just tell you, there are two things I do every time I come to Amsterdam. My brother lives here. I go to two places. I always go to your bookstore. I didn't have time to shop today because I was signing books and I had my niece with me and I had to run out. So I'm going to be back soon this week. But I always go to your bookstore, and I probably should be embarrassed to admit the second place I always go to, but I always go to Hema. So
Oh.
it's two places I cannot miss when I'm in Amsterdam. It's like ABC and HEMA.
I can live with that.
Yes.
So should I be embarrassed about my HEMA? I
Not-
mean,
No.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
No.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. You can't see
We
that.
can't see that with your funky background, Luke.
You can kind of see it like. They were standing approximately there when I took it,
yeah,
actually.
we were. Yeah, that's my
Oh, that's cool.
and my
Yeah.
brother.
Cool.
This is a reenactment of.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone. That's
No,
weird.
so
There you go.
I know your bookstore so well because I've been going there for years. Every time I'm in town, which is maybe twice a year, I come. Last summer I was here for 8 weeks. I was probably in your bookstore every week.
Wow.
Good.
So I
Tell
know.
us, you've just started. You've just written. It's just out now.
Yeah.
It's what you came in for today. Your new book.
Mary Jane, yes.
Voila.
Yes.
Tell us. Can you say like shortly what it's about?
Shortly what it's about. It takes place in 1975, and I forgot all your names, and they're not on my Zoom. But we had the dark. We started out with the dark, book, the heavy dark book.
Yeah, the last house on Needless Street.
Right, and
Yeah.
Luke was saying sometimes I can't do heavy, sometimes I have to do light. So I can do both. I can do heavy, light, and sometimes I write heavy and sometimes I write light. But a lot of Mary Jane was written during the pandemic, and I was just in need of like love and happiness and music, and so it's like more light, uplifting. But it takes place in 1975 in Baltimore, Maryland, when a girl from a conservative Christian, very conservative family, they have a framed picture of the president on the wall, gets a job as a nanny for a psychiatrist and his wife, and she doesn't wear a bra, and then rock star and a movie star move into their house for the summer secretly. So she's hanging out with this world famous rock star and movie star and this kind of hippie family nannying for a 5-year-old. So suddenly she's introduced to rock and roll and marijuana and sex and drugs and group therapy and all these things.
All the good stuff.
Hand in hand.
Yeah. And the story came to me because I met a woman at a party where a similar situation happened. She was in a house and they were hiding a famous person in the attic all summer who was getting treatment, who was there in this town for
Wow.
and nobody in town knew. And it happened to her in the 70s. And I thought it can only happen in the 70s with the media. So I just did this. It was just a full-on rock and roll, sex, drugs. And I mean, you all probably know, but Mary Jane's another word for marijuana. But it's the characters,
Yes.
and she's, so her world kind of gets cracked open by being a nanny at this house.
Cracked open. Sorry.
Hey, I got that.
Nice one. You can tell you. Oh, I think I'm going to have
I'm
to.
gonna pick it up.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Well, you're sold 3.
Yeah.
But I have to get some more in the shop. But you can't get them back actually because that we had 2 in the shop and you signed them both. So people better be quick if they want it. Otherwise, we're going to snaffle it up. Otherwise, if you haven't found it with the signed version, you have to ask Natalia or Iris or me, or you come back. But and the last thing I was going to say, last question is, you got good reviews in New York. Tell me where you got the reviews from.
Well, the New York Times gave me a great review. I mean, I actually don't read my reviews, so my publicist and my editor are like, it's a great review. They're so happy. So I got a great review in the New York Times, and then in Style magazine, the headline just kind of moved me, and it said something like Jessica Anya Blau was fired by a celebrity and wrote the best book of the summer. And I thought, I was just so thrilled by the best book.
And the summer hasn't even
Wait,
started.
I was about to say, it's not even summer yet.
But I
We're
did
still waiting.
by a celebrity. I ghostwrite also, and I was working for a very big American celebrity, and she showed me all her diaries, and we hung out in New York and Los Angeles. She's just this massive American celebrity, and I was reading all her diaries. We were doing dramatic readings of her diaries with her celebrity husband, and been reading them, and I said, she's really smart. And I said, these are amazing. You should just edit these and publish them.
She did that.
2 days later, she fired me and said, I'm writing the book myself.
Oh,
So
great.
really,
You blew yourself out of a job, didn't you?
You did your job too well, and now.
yes. And I was
Oh
like,
no.
it was terrible. You know how you are when everybody's probably been fired once, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're all brilliant, amazing people and you've never been fired. But it's just
Well, Lynn hasn't fired of me yet, so have you, Lynn? She's right there, so you better be careful.
Oh boy.
humiliating. It's like humiliation and then heartbreak. I mean, she was like FaceTiming me from bed with her husband every night, and suddenly it was like the relationship was over, and it was like humiliation and heartbreak, and I was just, And I was so heartbroken, and I sat down and wrote Mary Jane, like out of that grief. I was like, I'm just going to write my own.
That gives a good background story to it, actually. Are you going to tell us who it is?
No, I can't.
Oh, damn. I wanted to know who this.
No, when you start, you sign these mega non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah, pretty sure. Well, we'll have to watch out for like who's bringing out their diaries in the next coming.
Exactly. We'll know eventually.
Yeah, we'll find out. We're going to call you back. Hey, Mary Jane. Hey, Mary Jane. Jessica. Jessica, thanks for turning up, for being here, and keep in touch. And if we need you to sign some more, then we'll let you know.
Text me and I need your hashtag. I want to tag you guys for my Instagram photos. And
Iris, you're the hashtag lady, aren't you?
It's the American Book Center on Instagram.
Okay, because I kept doing hashtag ABC, hashtag, but I was not finding. Okay. Seriously, I love your store so much and always have. And so I'm thrilled to see my book in there. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for turning up. Thanks for turning up now.
I'm going to stay with you, but I'm just going to turn my camera off.
Okay.
All right.
I'll mute you and unpin you as well. Gosh, move pin. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was a good one. I like that. And it's 5 to 7, but who cares? We'll carry on a little bit longer, I think.
Exactly. See?
Yeah, Mary Jane's in the new titles as well, so that's cool. Who's next? Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Go on then.
Okay, so I just want to quickly go over a few books that I sort of put in the highlights list just because they're new and they're sort of popular at the moment. And one of them is the Missing Sister by Lucinda Riley, which is, I'm not sure if it's meant to be the last one in the series, but it's definitely the most recent one in the series.
The latest.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very popular at the moment. So it's the Seven Sisters series by Lucinda Riley, and then there's like the Storm Sister and the Sun Sister. There's all sorts of sisters, and
the three-legged sister.
No.
Keep going. Yeah.
Storm, Pearl, Sun.
Have you read them?
No.
Neither have I.
I've tried, but no.
Oh, okay. No, they're also, I think they're also very popular in Dutch as well, or like just in the Netherlands in general. They're just really big. And I think possibly the Dutch edition came out before the English one did, and everybody was like, "Do you have it yet?" And we didn't have it yet, but now we have it because it's out. So I just wanted to put that into the world. Yeah. And then also the new Noise by, what's his first name? Daniel Kahneman?
Daniel Kahneman, yeah. He said looking at...
Who is the author of one of the ABC favorites, and who has this huge new book about...
I'm going to share
it's about... Oh, there we go.
Go on. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's about human judgment. I haven't read it because it's brand new, but it's I think it's really interesting. It's this idea that two judges, for example, faced with the exact same case, will probably not give the exact same sentence. And just why is that? And how does that work? And I think that's very interesting. So those are two sort of big new titles that I wanted to highlight.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call it the flaw in human judgment, but maybe the flaw sounds like it's negative, but it's actually the beauty of human judgment as well.
I mean, we haven't read the book.
Yeah.
No.
We don't know.
Next month, we will come back and tell people.
Exactly.
Oh, I've read the book. I know what it's about. It's very good.
They were right all along.
Talking very strange accents. I don't know why.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
It just comes out, huh?
Yeah, it just happens. The sounds. It comes out at the worst moments when you're serving someone behind the cash desk and they turn out to be French as well, or at least they think that you're talking French. Are you from the French fake French family?
ABC booksellers embarrassing themselves since 19 whenever.
Blah, 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 since taking lots of strange stuff.
Since mensenheugenis.
Yeah. Did you have any more ones for us there, Iris, or is that the last quick?
I have two more. They're both more or less cold summer, which I thought was appropriate because the weather is finally nice today. What? It's actually a nice spring summery day.
Yeah.
what's happening. So the Summer by Ali Smith has just come out in small size that matches the rest of the series. So for all the people who love their series to match, this is the time to grab it. I'm one of those people. I like my series to match. I don't like it when one is bigger than the others.
I mean, come on, who doesn't like? You know, are there weird book lovers who like to have odd sizes? No, surely not.
No, but it's about whether your desire to read the book outweighs your patience to wait for the matching set. You know.
Sometimes I don't have patience.
Exactly. Sometimes you just want to read the book so bad that you don't care. It's not that you like them to not match. It's just how it goes sometimes.
The
question is, do you go out and do you go out and buy the matching one later on? I think.
Yeah. Do you?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Are you?
Your bookshelves must look.
They're
wild
all over.
Right. Natalia is. Oh, go on, Natalia. Oh, yeah.
Wait, they're lying down?
Yes.
What is this? What is this system?
Chaos.
What if you want the bottom
Chaos
one?
works for me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but it shows you which one she's most interested because they're at the top, and then
They're at the top. She needs to be able
Non-fiction
to.
and
you can pull away and throw away, you know, or not throw.
lots of
That makes
non-fiction
sense.
Dutch.
Oh, okay.
Another one
Well,
I fantasy and science fiction.
I don't know.
I think Lynn wants. Oh, you want to?
Lynn, we can't hear you.
No, I'm going to ask her to unmute because I've got the mutey button.
Oh, you've got the power.
Got the power. Go on, unmute.
Yeah, I have mine organized that way too. The flying flat. After
Yeah.
Jason Epstein's house in New York, I saw he did that. I thought that is so smart because otherwise you're always looking like this, and I just want to look.
Yes.
straight.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're designed for it.
Well, very.
Sometimes.
Sorry, mine aren't.
I know.
Okay.
You just read the weird ones that do that.
Yeah.
And also, the English way is that the title goes up, and what was really weird in Germany, I think, the German way, they go down.
It's the other way around, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really strange. So if you're Germans, then they are this way, and if you're English, whatever,
It's the other way.
the other way.
I remember that from my school library because some of the foreign language books would be published by Dutch publishers for schools specifically, but they would put the title sort of our way down or like our orientation. So you would basically be standing in front of the shelf like this to read all the titles.
Yeah.
It was very disorienting.
Very, very strange. And
Yeah,
actually, I'll have to say,
I'm going to sign off. So.
oh, okay. Oh,
Great
that's
meeting,
Lynn.
by
That's the owner of the bookshop. Sure.
Okay.
So, all right. Thanks for adding that, Lynn.
Yeah.
So that's good ones. We're actually 8 o'clock, but I think we've got a few more books to talk about. I think so. In fact,
I
Natalia,
have one I want to show.
one to show. Just before you show that, I just want to have a cup of tea. Would you like to join me, ladies, with your cups? We just discovered before, my one seems to be breaking up. I'd have to do like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We've all got different cups. My one is from Route 66, which you can see, but that was, which is disappeared.
No, we can't.
It's the Midpoint Cafe of Route 66, where I did that about 12 years ago. So, and I've still got them. They're great mugs. Where's yours from, Iris?
Mine's from Keltfest.
Keltfest.
Yeah, it's a festival that I played at with my band a few years ago. They gave me this.
Ooh, they gave you lots of free drinks in it, you said.
They did.
Yes,
It was
that's
good.
And Natalia, what a nice cup you have.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Well,
This
from a
is-
certain bookshop.
Wow.
Really?
So smooth.
Yes.
If I would want to buy one, where would I have to go?
In the merchandise section. I don't know if you still have them, but
Of the ABC, no less. I
Yes.
think we do. Yeah, on the first floor in Amsterdam. Anyway, do you have those in the
Yeah.
Hague, Iris?
I don't know if we have them at the moment, but we've definitely had them in the past. Are they the Blossom Books mugs?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because merchandise,
Yeah.
we have merchandise, but it sort of comes in and out. It's some things that
Yeah, we don't always have the same exact.
come on, Iris, do the Wibbly book. Come in the in and out book. Yes.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Synchronized waving in and out. only happen on here, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, merchandisey, nice stuff. Okay, so Natalia, tell us about your last choice for the evening, for le soir.
So,
Oh yeah.
the last, yes,
Transition,
To
baby.
Transition Baby by Tori Peters. I read it like over a couple of weeks. It's a bit of a book you need your focus, definitely, because she throws a lot of stuff at you, and it's a story about three people, three women. Two of them are transgender, and one is so-called cis woman. So, and you read about the love story between Reese and Amy, or Ames, in the book.
Yeah.
And you read about it's mostly a book about womanhood, gender, the complications that come with being queer, being transgender, but also raising a family as a transgender person. And this takes place in New York, and it goes back and forth between I think you go back 8 years or so in the story, and then go forward to the I want to say to the future, but to the present. Because Reese, she has a desire to have a child, but it's of course complicated as a trans person.
Yeah.
And then she discovers that her ex-partner, Ames, because he detransitions to male, so he stopped taking hormones, has accidentally impregnated his boss. He thought he couldn't anymore, due to the hormones, but he did.
Surprise!
Yeah, surprise. So he throws that on her, knowing that Reese wants a baby. And all three of the women, so the last woman is called Katrina, that's the boss, they figure out how to parent together if they can, or if they want to have the baby at all.
Have a family. Yeah.
But it's I think it's beautifully written, but also complicated. I think it's not something I didn't read it in bed before.
Right.
Didn't
it also win a prize, or was shortlisted for a prize or something?
Yeah, for the Women's Prize. And there was a letter that was written by this group of female writers, and they wrote an anonymous letter about why she shouldn't be on the Women's Prize.
Right, that was this book.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Wow.
not a good look.
Yes, because she's transgender.
Yeah.
So she shouldn't be on the list, which is bullshit, obviously. But
well, it's of the time, isn't it? It's people who don't get it, or can't grasp it.
Yeah.
It's a new sort of thing. I mean, previously you had gay and lesbian, and people, it was like those were the people understood that, and with transgender and cis and all the notions now that have sort of exploded in the last 5 years, from my feeling anyway. People, it resonates with people now. And mainly with young people, but I'm sure it's people all ages. It's just that it's never been described before, or even so far as to be allowed to be discussed, even, or even the understanding of it.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that, and also just the internet making everything so much more accessible, and people actually being able to read about other people's experiences and thinking, oh wait, that sounds like me, and coming to realizations that they wouldn't have been able to in the before times.
It's just you're not the way you are, but if you have no reservations and people don't talk about it, then it's like, I don't know,
exactly.
I have to be this or that. Other.
Because this book really also just reads like a sort of manifesto, like it could have been a memoir.
Well, that's and the other.
You learn a lot of stuff.
Because I feel a bit like edgy about talking about it, because I feel like I don't know anything about it, and I want to be open to it, or at least I am as open as I think I can be about it. But there are so many things, because it's new, I think people are very careful, or very people who are in one of those sexual places, they have to discover themselves as well. And what you said with the other, actually with Iris, you were talking about it in the manga / young adult
Heartstopper.
It's part of life, and it's not like, oh, I'm this and I have to deal with this. It's like, oh, I've got this, I'm like this, but I've got all the other shit that I have to deal with as well. And that's life. That's how
the thing is, everybody has an identity, and everybody has a gender identity, and everybody has a sexual identity, whether it's a mainstream one or not. It's just that some identities are sort of under more scrutiny than others and aren't as accepted. It's the same, not to get like all up into it now, but it's similar to like the pronouns discussion. People putting their pronouns in their bios and in their email signatures and whatever. And then people who are like getting all sort of angry about it, as if they don't also have pronouns themselves, as if they don't use, as if we all don't use pronouns.
I know.
There are new ones that we don't understand. /he, /she. I don't know. People get weirded out of the same. The things that we obviously don't have a problem with. No, everybody is the same, obviously. So but I think it's going to be interesting to see, say, in 10 years' time or even 5, whether this is a problem or whether it just dissolves and becomes normal, and then there is nothing to discuss in a way. I mean, we can look back, I suppose, on the opening up of being gay and the laws, basically. And like in the 60s in England, it was illegal to be gay until 67, I think it was, or something like that. And for me, that's when I look, and I see that in sort of films that are representative of those times, or films made now looking back in those times, and they show that in the knowledge we have now, because we can afford to. But and it's just bizarre to me to think that was actually ever illegal.
Because I remember when I saw the movie The Imitation Game, and of course around the Second World War, and then he was like, he either had to spend time in jail or he was castrated, right?
Castrated, and castration,
it's wild.
Just bizarre. And that was sort of like not spoken about. Now it can be spoken, film about it and the brilliance and what he had to go through, as one example. All of those.
Crazy.
Anyway.
But I think it's really good, just to tie back into the book, that because what happened is, as far as I understand, that a whole bunch of authors basically said, no, this title cannot be nominated for the Women's Prize because the author is trans and is not actually a woman. But the Women's Prize actually stood by the author, which I think is a really good, stance on their point, a really good thing to put out into the world.
Someone to stand up for it. Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Yeah, because when that happened, I thought, okay, I need to pick this up and pick up this book now.
I want to read it more.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting.
No regrets. It's really good.
And you can find that in which section in the shop? In the trans.
It's general fiction, I think.
Yeah, general fiction, but Gillis will put some in his.
That's it. It should just be general fiction, but it's at the moment we put it into both, which so that people need it.
Yeah,
which is cool. I think I've got like loads of other books, but I think we're going to have to stop here. We'll have to save it for next month. So I'm going to say, any final words from Iris?
Thank you to everyone who keeps coming to our stores, even in light of everything with the corona maatregelen and everything. It's really nice that people still want to come to our stores and buy our books.
Yeah. Nice. It's nice to see people in the shop again. I'm still quite a lot.
It's almost as if we're real booksellers. What?
Natalia, do you have any last words for the public for this year, for this month?
Yeah, I think to add to Iris's words, I really enjoy being able to recommend books again to people even more now, because on the internet, it's fine, whatever. But now people can come to you and then yeah, well, like before.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
because that's the fun about being a bookseller, I think. And just not having the ticking time bomb of the Coke wecker
Yeah.
next to you when people ask for book recommendations. Now you can just help them and
you kind of
yeah.
gauge what there's a conversation there, isn't it? It's kind of what are they
Yeah.
what could you recommend?
Yeah.
And you kind of feel
Yeah.
it. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
total
it's more
social.
fun that way.
Yeah, exactly. I think we
Yeah.
all feel that. I did the same thing. As soon as there were people there, it's like, oh, can I help you? Oh, you're looking for that book? Oh, maybe
Yes.
this one,
Yeah.
or you tried
Yeah.
that?
One of my favorite things is when we have regular customers who have similar reading tastes to my own, and you can keep going back and forth
Yes.
with the recommendations. Yeah. It's so good.
Yes.
Oh,
So
the
good, Barry. It's good to be back. Yeah. So it seems like we're getting back to a normalcy, normal people in the shop.
yeah.
So come on back, everybody, to the ABC. You can find us on abc.nl. You can find us in Amsterdam on the Spui. You can find us in The Hague on the Lange Straat.
Lange Poten.
Lange Poten.
Lange Poten.
You can find us in our new shop on. You were there today, Iris.
I was there today in the mall of the Westfield Mall of the Netherlands in LEIDSCHENDAM.
In LEIDSCHENDAM, which is nearby to Den Haag, but
Yes.
it's just a tram stop away. I didn't quite get there last week, unfortunately, but I shall get there.
Okay.
And we actually
it's fun.
also a pop-up store in Amstelveen, actually, as well, at the moment, which is doing
Yeah, we've got 4 stores open at the moment. This is wild.
wild stuff. And we're doing once. Sorry, who was that? I don't know. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. So this is Series 1, Episode 3. Thanks to Iris and thanks for Natalia for coming. Thanks for Jessica for being
Yeah.
Yay. And we're going to do this again at the end of next month, which will be something.
The last Friday of June. I don't know the date.
Friday of June, which will be May, June, last Friday, 25th.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, at 7:30 till 8 o'clock. Thanks, Jessica B. She says, thank you all so much. I love your show. Thank you.
Yay.
Very nice it came along as well.
Yeah.
And this is streamed. It's going to be on YouTube, and we'll probably post it on Facebook with a whole load of pictures and also the books. The link to the ABC staff picks that we've been talking about today. And if there's something that you can't find, then call us or mail us or come into the shop and talk to us because we like it. Right then, I'm going to say thanks very much. And I'm going to say goodbye. If you guys want to hang on for a second, I'll say goodbye to everybody else. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.